Hey everyone, welcome back to the Bunk and Pick podcast. That's right, Pick is back. Screw you, Medium G. Okay, saying that Bunk can't talk about Yankees. I do limit it because the fans want to hear about all sports.
No, they want to hear about Yankees.
No,
only Yankees.
Nope.
Yankees all the time, 24/7.
I had to come out hot on this one. I'm sorry for saying screw you, Medium G. That was very mean. But screw you, Medium G.
Wow.
But I'm back.
He's young, so angry.
Yes. What an eventful last week. I'm sorry I was missing everyone. I had a broken-armed child.
No, life. We said nowhere. Life got you. Life hit you.
Life got him. I was just driving him around, chauffeuring to the places.
It's the life of a dad.
It is. It is. Well, I'm back. And Bunk, I know you want to say hello to the people.
Well, I'm going to give you an oi, oi, oi. Okay. But I got something else for you.
Okay.
I got a little something special to welcome you back, Pick. Oh, no. It's a little something that I hope you enjoy. Just sit back.
Do you want me to
relax?
Double earphone in this one?
Double earphone it, because
okay.
Here we go, baby. Yo, we're rolling balls. It's the podcast scene, Bunk and Pick. Yeah, you know what I mean. We got the hottest takes, keeping it real, taking shots with the mic. That's the deal. From the court to the lane, we break it down, dropping knowledge. Yeah, we wear the crown. Rolling with the best. Ain't no second place. When Bunk and Pick speak, you better make space. Hold on, one more thing. So hit the play, don't you delay. Rolling Balls is here to stay. Bunk and Pick, yeah, we keep it tight. Catch us on the airwaves day or night. Word.
I'm crying.
Yeah. Little rap for the Bunk and Pick podcast, baby. I had to hit you with that one out your back, baby.
What the fuck just happened?
Come on, man. That's good stuff. I took a lot of time. Got to make sure it all worked, dog.
You almost made it through it.
I almost made it through. That's pretty good. That's pretty darn good.
I did not expect that to happen.
I know. That's what I told you.
How much rehearsing did you have?
A little bit. I laughed every time, even by myself, though. But I like it. I like where we're going with it.
That was unbelievably bad.
I know. It's good. I even had the background music and everything, man.
No, I heard.
Yes, sir. We wrapping up here, dogs.
No.
Oh, God. All right, that was good. That was a welcome back rap for you.
Oh, Jesus.
Mm-hmm. Got to keep it real. Keep it fresh.
Oh, that was something. You kept it something there.
I did keep it something. All right.
Hello, my fellow rappers.
Yowzer. Now, what are we talking about first?
I don't friggin' know what to talk about anymore.
Are we going NCAA? We going baseball, NFL? We got all kinds. We got one golfer made $25 million yesterday. Yes. Oh, my God. What are we talking first?
What do you want to talk first? I know you want to talk your Yankees. Let's just get it out of the friggin' way.
Well, I'm sadly they're not doing well.
They're going to make the playoffs just fine.
They will, but they lost 2 or 3 to the Cards. They got pretty well wiped out. Mel.
Jesus.
Paul Mall well. What the hell am I talking about?
You got done rapping, and now you're just trying to
I still got my rapping
rhyme everything.
They didn't do good.
No, not against the Cardinals.
No.
Not against the Cardinals, my friend.
Their big bats are a little bit of a slump. Judgy, Soto, not killing the ball like they were. But they'll come back. They'll be good. There's a lot of teams are kind of still in the fight, which is kind of cool. I like that.
Yes. I'm sorry. I'm still thinking about the rap.
I know.
I'm having a hard time with it. I don't know if I can get past that.
It's pretty unforgettable. I'm going to be honest
with
you.
It is. It's something.
Yeah, I thought it was awesome, personally. Come on, man. We got to get back to
all
it.
Right,
Let's
all
get
right.
in there.
So, yes, the Yankees they're going to be fine. Why? Okay, here's my real question about the Yankees.
Yeah.
The fuck didn't they pull up the Martian, man?
Because they're not going to play him every day.
Why?
Because they're not going to pull Verdugo out of left
Why?
field. But they're just not. I think he has more experience.
So you just told your whole fan base we're not going to play the best team we have.
I don't think that's true.
I do.
I don't. The Martian, when they pulled him up here a little while ago, he didn't do anything. He's killing it in the minors. It's a whole different game, though, man. I got to be honest. I'm
wasn't
not against it.
But wasn't that the postseason cutoff date? Like they can't.
No, they can still, because he's on the 40-man roster. He's been up before.
All right.
They can pull him up anytime at this point. So he's still good to go.
I don't know if I agree with it.
I think they're going. Verdugo's not been. He's been hitting the ball better, but I think they're just more comfortable with an experienced guy out there right now. And if they're not going to play him, why pull him up and sit him on the bench? I mean, that would be stupid too. But dude, they need pitchers. God. Their relief pitchers blow.
Yeah, they didn't do much in the old trade deadline either.
No, and their starters, I mean, are like hit and miss too. It's not. They're going to struggle. I'm not feeling great right now about where they're heading.
You still have a month to get hot before the playoffs. Going into the playoffs, you'll be fine.
They do. But it's it's going to come down to they're going to end up playing the friggin' Houston Astros again, which they always do, and Houston always beats them. That pisses me off. I don't like it.
You are pouting like a small child right now.
I'm very upset with them. They're not playing well, and defensively they're just not playing well at all, which is very rare to see. They're usually very solid defensively. They've been making a lot of errors too.
They have. All right, I got a real baseball question for you though, because they're going to make the playoffs. They're going to do just fine. You know that. I know that.
All right.
It's probably going to be the Yankees and Dodgers in the World Series.
Maybe.
But baseball is such a wild card, you never know. But it does feel that way. Here's the real question. Two questions. First one is, are the White Sox going to be 50 games out of first place by the end of the year? They're 47.5 right now.
Oh, absolutely.
Question number 2, have you ever seen someone 50 games behind before?
Never. I haven't. I've never seen a team that's this bad with that bad of a record.
I know I bring it up a lot, but it's astounding how bad. They still have only won 31 games.
I know. That's... I don't even know what to say. It's horrible, man. I've never seen anything like it.
Never.
I mean,
Never.
I don't know what... So what do they do next year? Just think about it. Do they go free agency?
Spend a shit ton of money.
I think you have to, right?
Yeah, you're going to have to go free agency because you have zero trade offers. Unless you're buying people.
They got rid of everybody.
Who do they have? Their farm system is horrible.
Yeah, they got to spend money.
They just traded away their best asset in Kopech. What are they going to do?
They're really bad, man.
And Dylan Cease is gone.
I've never seen anything like it. I've seen some bad teams, but not. I've seen bad teams that start the season like horribly. But then as the season goes on, they generally kind of, they don't end great, but they're okay at the end. These guys, it's like start to finish. They're just horrific, man. And it's got to be, I mean, I don't think anybody's going to their games either. You're talking about Chicago.
No, nobody's going to those games. I mean, why would you?
Crap, that's amazing.
Why would you? I like the sign. They had somebody in the stand says, "Please, for the love of God, just win one game."
Well, they're that bad, man. I mean,
They really are.
It's got to be sucked to play on a team like that. I mean,
I would be pretty pissed.
I mean, you're talking about teams that at the beginning of the season, we were dogging some teams, right?
Yeah.
We dogged Colorado, who is, honestly, they're bad. At least they got 51 wins. I mean, they're not even, and Marlins 51 wins. Angels at 57. These are the bottom teams. And then Chicago 31. Good God, man. That's just amazing.
It's bad.
I don't know.
So here's looking at, and this is off Bleacher Reports, look at the top farm system, right? They are not even in the top 10 right now. They have nothing to trade.
They don't have anybody.
They have nothing.
No pipeline.
Zero pipeline. They're going to be bad for the foreseeable future unless they go and spend just a shit ton of money. They're going to have to spend Yankee-style money to turn that around.
But know what? Nobody wants to go there either.
No, why would you?
The organization is just a mess in general. I mean, it's not just the team on the field. The organization's a mess. They need a complete overhaul if they're going to do anything.
Yeah, and they don't have much to work with as far as trade chips. So it's got to be free agency.
Yeah, it's sad, man. I don't even know what to say.
Honestly, it's historic how bad. I mean, it's bad in history, but I've never seen a baseball team that bad before.
I mean, last 10 games they're 0-10. I mean, that's crazy. Who the hell's 0-10?
That's so bad.
Wow.
Yeah, well, probably going to have this conversation at this exact time next year again, too, because they're not going to be good next year either.
No.
Andrew Vaughn is not who you build a team around.
No, they're not going to be good. I'm curious to see what they do, but I really don't think any of the players want to go there.
No.
I think it's kind of like a friggin'. I don't think anybody wants. It's not a good organization. It's a shitty organization.
Yes. All right. Next question for you.
Yes, sir.
Baseball guy. Sticking in the AL Central, does Minnesota or Kansas City catch Cleveland by the end of the month?
Boy, I don't know. Kansas City's they're kind of falling off. Although they're 3-7 after the last 10. They've had a chance here to make up some room. Minnesota is kind of sneaky. They're a little sneaky. I don't know. They're still 3.5 behind. I think it's possible. The Guardians aren't. They're not setting the world on fire either. They're 5-5. So it's. I think it's possible. I think it's a 3-team race there. But Minnesota, I'd like to see Kansas City do it. But they got to step it up, man. They've lost 5 in a row.
Yeah.
So you're not going to get there at this time of year. You can't be losing. You can't do that. You can't lose 5 in a row.
No, not at all. And I don't. Kansas City has the team to do it, but man, Bobby Witt's season this year historic.
Yeah, he's great.
He just not. I know that Aaron Judge is hitting the shit out of the ball. I know Ohtani could be the first 50-50 player, that's ridiculous in itself. But I think it's because of the market he plays in. Bobby Witt is not getting as much exposure, I think, as he should.
No, he's a great player. I mean, he's definitely in the conversation for MVP.
He should. He's killing the ball.
I think the problem he's going to run into is,
Judge
is having like a historic year.
Oh, yes. Judge is having...
There's nobody else. It's a 2-person race. If there's anybody else in the conversation, I don't know who it is. But, and in the NL, it's going to be
Ohtani.
That's not even his competition's on his own team.
Yep.
It's probably Mookie and... It's probably Mookie, to be honest with you.
Ohtani just does not stop. There's no slumps.
No, I know. And
he just hits.
He doesn't even look like he's hitting it out of the park.
And the slumps that he has are him hitting the ball directly to people instead of him just... He's always makes contact. He hits the shit out of the ball.
He's good, man. But when you watch him, he's got a weird swing and everything. But I don't know how he does it, but guy's good.
It's that Japanese style swing.
Yeah.
Hands out, quick to the ball.
To hit it over to...
Oh, he kills the ball.
That's hard to hit out that way. I don't know. I do think, Judge is... I will say this, though. Obviously, I watch the Yankee games. They're not pitching to him, and they're intentionally walking him, like, all the time now.
I would, too.
I would, too. I don't blame him. But then I think he's getting... When he does get pitched to, it's like, I'm fine. He's out of sync right now. So hopefully he gets back in and pick it up. Come on, Judgy.
Once they get to the playoffs, though, they'll stop walking him. There's too much on the game. Unless it's going to be situational. He's going to be able to swing the bat because it's going to be situational.
Yeah, I think they'll pitch him. But if first base is open, he's in it. And it's a close game. It's almost a guarantee. Or they'll throw a couple pitches outside to see if he swings, and if not, they send him down to first.
Yeah, that's fine. Pitch around him a little bit, but you don't need to intentionally walk him.
No, I don't think so either, but I don't like it.
Hey, remember how we were talking about the National League and all these races were tight? Man, did that blow up in the past month?
Yeah, they're not that tight.
It is not tight anymore. Milwaukee's got the Central. That's done. Phillies, I think, just are going to walk their way into the playoffs now.
Yep.
The Dodgers, I just don't see Arizona or San Diego 5 games behind right now.
San Diego, definitely. I don't think I'm looking here.
They've come out of nowhere this year a little bit and made some waves, but
they're not going to catch it.
I just don't see them catching it. So, there is a little bit of competition there in the wild card. The Cubs, the Mets, and the Braves are all fighting for a spot. Arizona and San Diego are both going to make it into the wild card. It'll be interesting to see, like St. Louis 5 back, but they just had a really good weekend.
Yeah.
So could they make a run? That'll be fun to watch. I think the NL's Boston just doesn't have enough firepower to catch Kansas City.
No.
Detroit ain't catching anybody.
Nope.
And Seattle, man, what a fall from grace they had. I don't think they're catching up either. So I honestly think we have the postseason pretty locked up. You're going to get Kansas City, Minnesota, Baltimore, Arizona, San Diego, Atlanta, and the wild card. And then as far as winning divisions, as of now, Baltimore could switch with New York.
Yep, they could.
Very easily. I just don't see Minnesota or Kansas City catching Cleveland.
Nope.
They could, but I just don't see that happening. Seattle's definitely not catching Houston. So you got Houston, Cleveland, and the Yankees in. Then the Phillies, Milwaukee, Dodgers in. Out of those teams, who is your sleep? Who do you think can get one of those bigger teams? And who do you have in the World Series?
I'll tell you. I have not watched. I'm still surprised. The Brewers are at 81. I have not watched them play, but they've done well. I did see. I got a chance to see Cleveland play. They're okay. I didn't think they were world beaters, but I think maybe the sleeper is the Brewers because I just haven't seen them play. But damn, they're winning, man. They're 7-3 over the last 10. They're up at 80 wins. I mean, they got more wins than everybody in the AL.
Yeah. Yep.
So maybe they're the sweepers, but they got a tough road there. Phillies come playoff time are good, man.
Always.
LA, they kind of suck in the playoffs when they hit playoffs, but their team is
different team this year,
man. I agree. And maybe any of the wild card teams coming up. Obviously, if it's New York or Baltimore, I think one of them can slide through. Whoever's the wild card. I don't think the Twins or the Royals will. Mariners, I think, are out. Braves, I just don't. I guess the Braves don't have it this year.
They just don't have it this year. I think when Acuna got hurt, it kind of deflated.
It did.
And then injuries started piling up on them. I just don't. Matt Olson still hits the ball like he's angry at it. Yeah, that's awesome. But
they do. And Arizona, they could do like they did last year.
I just don't. Yeah, I know. And
they score a lot of runs, man.
That's the thing. Like, who's this year's Arizona? I honestly think it's Kansas City.
It could be.
I think if everything clicks for Kansas City, they're going to make a run.
I don't disagree with that. I think it's going to come down to. I think the World Series is going to come down to the Dodgers, I'm going to say the Dodgers and either the Yankees or Baltimore.
All right, and that's the easy pick, I think.
But
I'm with you. It's hard. I've watched the other teams too, and it's hard to. It's a different. Those three teams are a different caliber.
Yeah,
like equated to college football. It's like watching Georgia. Those three teams are like watching Georgia.
Yeah,
honestly. So I just don't. It's hard to. I could see Kansas City as long as everything clicks, they can make a run, and anything can happen in those 7-game series. But man, I would not put $1 against any of those other three.
I wouldn't. And I didn't say Houston just because I'm not a Houston fan. But they always win. Do well in the playoffs.
They do.
Hate to see it. I'm only not saying them because I don't like them. But they could. I mean, they could. But I think the Phillies have a legitimate shot this year as well. They have the pitching. They have they've got everything. And they've actually been slumping, but they're still 7 games ahead. So I think they're okay.
Yeah. I got to see it in the post. I know every year, though, they prove it, but I just got to see it in the postseason.
No, I agree.
All right. Hey, good things to look for in the baseball world.
It is. Where are we going? Where are we going after this,
Well, of course we got to go. What was the big thing of the weekend?
I don't know.
College football, my friend. I think we got to get a little college football in our lives here.
College football? Wait.
What?
That's our college football thing. That kind of sucked.
That was awful.
Holy crap. That was
It should be your rap. I think your rap should be.
You like that, didn't you?
I'm Bunkle, and I'm here to say I like to talk sports on every day.
There you go, dog. Let's go NCAA.
Got to go NCAA. I'll tell you what. There were some big teams that looked like hot garbage for a little while this weekend.
There were
some big teams, and then there were some big teams that looked very, very
How about
good.
them Texas Longhorns?
That's what I'm talking about, my
look
friend.
good, man.
They finally played to a standard and not a team. They didn't play to their opponent finally. God, 52-0, 51-0, whatever it was. Massive blowout. Colorado State. Colorado State does have a really good wide receiver. They locked him down. Other than that, they just don't have much. But I will say Texas line looks beefy. They look big.
Texas look good. And I don't think Colorado State's like, they're not a FCS horrible school. They're
group of 5. They're group of 5. Hopefully they get Colorado. they beat Colorado this year.
We'll talk about that, yeah. But no, I was very happy with the Texas game. They blew them out early. Didn't let up on defense. So they played really, really well. That was a great, great start. Next week, of course, we got Michigan. So
huge game.
I just don't think, let's flip over to Michigan. They didn't impress me.
Offense was a little slow.
Yep.
Now here's the question about that though. Was that they're playing garbage team? They're playing Fresno State.
Fresno State's not that bad.
But traditionally they're not. But your week 2 opponent is Texas.
Yeah.
Are you looking past them? It was very vanilla. Play calling was very vanilla, but it was on Texas side too. Texas did not do any gadget play. They didn't do anything crazy. It was very vanilla play calling. And it was great to see Quinn Ewers. Man, he looks different. He looks different now.
He looks good.
He looks a lot better.
He looks really good. He's putting the ball right in there. I'm going to make a little prediction. I don't think it's that close next week. I think Texas, they're up by 10, 13 points.
Really?
Stay up there. I just don't see Michigan scoring, man. I mean, they don't have the team they had. They don't have McCarthy.
Right. And they're not going to be able to throw. Texas secondary is locked down.
It's just they don't have the same team. They got new. I just don't see it happening. I don't think it's going to be that close next week.
If the game's going to be won between the centers and guards of Michigan and Texas defensive interior line. We don't know about the interior line yet. Colorado State's offensive line, of course, was going to have a hard time with the size.
Yeah.
So Michigan, different animal. They have a bigger offensive line there. Donovan Edwards is one of the best backs in the nation. If they can run up the gut on Texas, there's going to be problems. Now, the difference with that is, I don't know if you watched the Texas linebackers this week, but holy shit, were they moving.
Yeah, no.
And they were blowing people up. So that could be the difference maker. But that interior line, if they get moved around, Michigan will stick in it.
I don't see it happening, man. I mean, last year, I'm going to say, I think I underestimated how good J.J. McCarthy was because he could make throws.
He could make throws.
And,
yes.
Nothing against the quarterback they have, but, McCarthy had been there a couple of years. He's been playing, and I just don't see it. They're going to have to go deep on Texas, I think. I don't think they're going to be able to run down the field on them.
I just don't think they're going to be able to go deep on Texas. I think Texas secondary is too good.
I honestly think the game is not going to be – I really don't think it's going to be that close. That's my kind of prediction on there. So
we'll see. I mean, atmosphere has a lot to do with it. They're in the big house. It's a huge game.
But it's also not 150 degrees on the field.
It's not 150. That benefits Michigan.
Well, it benefits Texas, too, because it's freaking hot,
It was – man, they got a reprieve from it. It was still 100 degrees on the field.
It was hot. I'm all Texas this week. I don't see Michigan slowing them down even a little bit.
All right. Quick recap questions.
Yes, sir.
From you. Biggest disappointment this weekend and biggest surprise this weekend for you, college football?
Probably I'll tell you the biggest surprise, could be the disappointment, I kind of called it, though. I was never an Oregon guy. I was telling you guys, you and Medium G and Big G, I didn't think Oregon should be up there at number 3.
That's because you're a grumpy old man that doesn't like cool uniforms.
No, I didn't like their uniform. They freaking barely beat Idaho, and I gotta say, I was not impressed. I don't know what the story is out there, but they should not be number 3. We're gonna see. I think Texas should leapfrog them and go up, but we'll see. We'll see how that works out. But I think they were a surprise.
I'm with you on that.
They were a definite surprise, maybe disappointing. I don't know. My biggest disappointment, I gotta say, maybe I'll say last night's game. I actually really did think LSU was gonna kind of pull away from USC and that just never happened.
No, not at all.
USC is they're better. Either they're better than I thought, I will say this: LSU touted that offensive line, how the best, and they were not.
They got pushed around.
They were not moving USC. They couldn't run. They had a few breakouts, but I'm going to say they were probably the biggest disappointment I had. I really, really thought LSU was gonna do something. Who do you got?
So, biggest disappointment for me, Virginia Tech.
Oh, God.
Losing to Vanderbilt when you're supposed to be one of the top 3 teams this year. Well, people are talking about you like a top 3 team in the ACC this year. The ACC is an absolute mess.
It is.
Absolute mess right now. Miami's going to run away with it if they play like they did. But then again, Florida looked like turd.
Florida's
like
good.
A dog. It was bad. So what is Michigan really? Because Florida did not look like a cohesive group. They didn't look like a team at all. They walked half the time. They looked bad.
They didn't.
Napier's got to get out of there.
And
man.
I don't know. Well, I guess we'll find out. If Miami plays somebody tough, but it's Florida's done. They have their schedule's brutal, and they're just not a good team. And he's going to be gone soon.
Absolutely. So that was definitely my biggest disappointment for me was Virginia Tech, for sure. And the ACC just in general kind of looks not good this year.
No, they don't. They don't look good. And and of course Clemson's in the ACC.
Yeah.
Good God, they got run over.
They got dog walked, man. They got mudholed by Georgia in that second half.
Literally like a quarter and a half, and then you could kind of see that Georgia started pushing them.
It was bad.
Yeah, and I feel bad. I don't know. I give me your thoughts on this. So their quarterback is from he's an Austin kid.
Yeah. Cade Klubnik.
It's hard to tell if he's a problem or if it's just talent. I think they just don't have the talent.
They do have the talent, though. Well, they're touted as somebody that has top 5 talent in the nation.
Yeah, but they're
saying top 5 roster in the nation, but they don't. You can be top 5 at skill positions. Look at Colorado. If your offensive line sucks, you're going to lose.
Yeah.
If your defensive line sucks, you're going to lose.
Oh, and they do have receivers and a quarterback.
Of course they do.
Yeah, but that's it.
And they have secondary players. What they don't have is a way to stop the run.
Yeah.
And Georgia figured that out. Georgia looked a little shaky at first, and then the rust fell off, and they looked like another level.
Still need to see Georgia play somebody else.
They looked like another level that second half, though.
See, I'm not. No, they're good.
They are
and
very
somebody's
good.
Got to beat them, but I need them to play somebody better than Clemson.
Well, they will. They have a tough schedule. They're going to play a lot of good teams.
What do you think about Dabo? Is he going to be there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's already won. He's going to be there as long as he wants to be there. Unless he might get run out in a few years or something, but it ain't this year.
I don't know, man.
They have to shit the bed and lose every game for him to be gone. They're not going to do that. They're going to have 3 losses by the end of the year.
I got to think, do you think that the administration there is pushing him hard on the whole transfer portal?
No.
Because he is anti-transfer portal.
I don't think they are.
You don't?
No.
I don't know, man. They're not going to take... the one loss isn't going to kill him. But they got to still go through the rest of the games.
I get that, but the buyout's huge for him.
Yeah.
He's not going to change his ways.
No, he's not changing.
He will not change his ways.
He's not going to change. And he's just... this landscape has changed, man.
Yeah.
And he's going to have to jump... He's going to have to jump on board with the transfer stuff.
Yes.
I mean...
You have to. And you got to start paying players.
Yeah.
If you want to be relevant... they're all talking, and that's another thing, the Ohio State thing, their $20 million roster. Well, they look really sluggish there for a bit.
They didn't look that
great. The
great.
Big Ten, just in general, kind of looked down a little bit.
I thought Penn State looked good, though.
Penn State might have the best. It's hard to tell, but they might have the best quarterback. Aller looked all right.
He looked good, and I picked Penn State to win.
He can throw it downfield now.
He's not
so
bad.
We'll see. We'll see.
Bad.
Biggest surprise, though, I'm staying in the Big Ten for me. Friggin' Iowa put up 40.
34 in the second half.
They put up 40 points.
They did put up 40. But they have a quarterback
When
now.
is the last time? Can you remember at any point last year they put up 40 points? No.
Oh, no. It's been
the year before that.
It's been like 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. Man, if they have an offense, look out. If that works, if that offense works, look out, because their defense
is good. They still shut them out. Another shutout for them. It's going to be interesting to see.
They might sneakily beat everybody this year.
They could with the defense they have. They started slow though. They didn't
start
do much
slow
in the first half, but first game.
New offensive coordinator, new game.
Gotta give them that.
I also think the communication changed for all the teams. There was a lot of teams that looked sluggish at first. I wonder if that in-helmet communication tied into that too.
Could.
Maybe not. Who knows? I feel like it would make things easier, to be honest with you, but how much information is a coach giving quarterback? That's also a problem, right?
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be well. Unfortunately, we're not going to see much second week. We're going to have to wait a week or two before most of these teams play anybody.
Now,
Texas and Michigan would be a good one. But
Nebraska's got a litmus test next week.
Oh, God! I hope they pass it with flying colors.
Me too.
I freaking don't.
But they
like
should.
Colorado anymore.
They should. They should beat Colorado by a lot.
They should. It is okay. So Colorado is, regardless of what the announcers were fawning over,
They were playing an FCS team,
and they barely won.
Their offensive line looked bad.
And I got to tell you, it is literally the same team they had last year. I know they got new guys, but it's the same team.
I'll tell you this. If Travis Hunter wasn't on that team, they would win 0 games.
Oh, I agree. 100%.
He's unbelievable.
He's really good. Yeah.
And I get it that he's part of that whatever. And wearing the social media crap, whatever. But that's a product of his coach.
Yeah.
It's also,
it's fine.
hands down, I think he is the best college football player in the nation right now. But
Maybe.
he doesn't have shit around him. And you can't, he played 135 snaps. How he's going to play 16 games potentially for 135 snaps a game?
He's not going to be able to.
Absolutely no way.
The other thing is, so you look at the FCS teams, a lot of times, maybe at the line, they can kind of they got some bigger guys. But when it comes to skill positions, when we're talking defensive backs, those are FCS defensive backs.
Yeah.
And when they go against any of these other teams, you got guys that are Division I backs, and you got coaches that are, they know where they're going to throw the ball. They had 2 receivers. They had Horn and Hunter, and that's literally it. And the line really wasn't holding anybody out.
No,
so
absolutely not.
Shedeur
Shedeur Sanders took some shots.
He did. And I hope Nebraska absolutely destroys them.
I think they will.
I think they might, because they actually got a new quarterback up there, and they're better.
The talk about, if Lincoln Riley doesn't do good, Deion Sanders will be you at that stuff. Come on,
that's
man.
Ridiculous, man.
He's going to
gross.
He's going to tear down. And you know what? He was an amazing player. Hall of Fame player, no doubt.
He was.
He was a really good coach at Jackson State. You know why? Because he could pull skill players in.
Yeah.
That were just better than everybody.
Win off of just skill players.
You can.
And they can't do that now.
You are on the Power 4 conference now.
Yeah.
You are going to walk into Utah with that offensive line and win. It's going to be bad.
I'm getting the popcorn out when they play Utah.
Utah is going to
friggin' annihilation.
Destroy them.
And I'm really not an anti, maybe I'm a little, I never was an anti-Deion guy, but the stuff he's done lately, he's just turned me off. And just be a coach, man. Coach. Keep your mouth shut and just coach these kids and quit with all the crap that you do. And if he did that, I don't think, you know what? He overall, he brought a lot of money to the school, and I'm sure that's what the school's looking at. He's brought a ton of money, recruiting, everything's up there. But that is not a thing that game's not going to play for too long.
Right.
It just can't.
Right.
He can't do it.
No, he's going to piss off a booster that's going to stop giving money.
Yeah.
And the minute that happens, just like every other school, look at Herman at Texas. They were like, no, we're not getting rid of him. He's making strides forward. The boosters go, well, we hate him. We're not giving you money.
Yeah.
He was gone the next day.
And they're in the Big 12 now. So they're not. It's going to be rough. So I'm going for the Huskers this weekend. I hope they beat the crap out of them, to be honest with you.
It's going to be, I want to stop hearing about it. I don't want the sideshow. I feel bad for the kids. Like, there's kids on that team that got recruited that are just there to play, and honestly, they busted their ass all off season, but I don't want to hear it anymore.
No, I think everybody's sick of it.
I think it's just going to, honestly, like Oregon last year, I think Nebraska's going to just mud hole them, and then from there, we're just not going to hear about it anymore, which would be nice.
I sure hope so.
And then Colorado wins 6 games, make a bowl game. That's fine.
Yeah.
But this whole crap about, hey, they got the skill players, they're going to be in the national champion the playoff and shit. Come on.
They're not even close.
They're not even close.
They're not going to.
That program has a long way to go.
Yeah, they just don't have the full team.
No.
Well, let's switch gears to a team that I know that you disagree with me on. I'm a big Notre Dame fan. And that was a huge win at Texas A&M.
Very big win at Texas A&M.
I am going to agree. They literally don't play anybody. They have 2 more games that are maybe tough games.
Florida State lost to Georgia Tech.
but they don't have a lot of tough games left in them.
No.
They can certainly run the table, but that was a good game. I thought Notre Dame was a lot more physical than I thought they'd be. I actually thought A&M actually did a decent job for a team that's coming off with everything they've dealt with.
Pretty
too.
arrogant quarterback, and Wegman looked not good.
Yeah, they got work to do. They look more competitive than they did last year under Jimbo.
Did you hear him? And they're going to talk their crap and whatever, but they had the flyby camera went by, and while they were all huddled up, he goes, "They ain't stopping anything from us. We're better than them." And then at the end of the game, they're losing. And he's come on, man, don't say that shit when a camera's around.
I know,
you idiot. Come on, you're going to get torn apart for it. We'll see. A&M's got some work to do on offense, my friend. Their defense looked good.
They do, and they're in a tough.
I'll also say Notre Dame's offensive line looked great, but like skill wise, I
don't know, man.
Riley Leonard's a serviceable quarterback. He's a very good quarterback.
I like him.
I like him. I'm not saying they're bad. They're gonna make the playoff.
Yeah,
just because they don't play anyone.
Okay.
They just don't play anyone.
Maybe
they are. Who?
Well, they don't play anyone, but I think they're still a good team.
Tell me, okay, go onto their schedule and tell me how many true road games they have left.
Well, I don't know how many. They don't play anybody.
They're playing a bunch of neutral site bullshit.
Yeah. Well, because they're an independent team, so that's how they do. That's how they roll, baby.
So they have like one.
They get
true.
paid.
They have like one true road game left.
Who's that against? Florida State?
I can't remember. It's. I'm gonna pull it up, but it's. I don't. They're going to make it to the playoffs, and they're going to get torched by somebody in round one.
You're dirting all over my dames,
They
man.
are.
Dirting my dames.
They are.
Dirting dames.
I am.
I know you are.
I am. They play Northern Illinois
at
Notre Dame Stadium. Okay. Then they got Purdue.
Could be a good game there. Purdue's not bad. Come on. It could be.
All right. Okay. Miami of Ohio, Louisville's at home, Stanford's at home.
Yeah.
Georgia Tech, I think, is a neutral site.
It's got Big G's team, Georgia Tech.
Navy at home. Florida State is at home.
See?
That's at home.
I know. I was just messing with you.
Virginia at home. Army.
They're going to win them all.
Army at Yankee Stadium.
They're going to win them all.
They have like one true road game left.
Well, that's the magic of Notre Dame.
They
baby.
have USC. That's their one true road game.
USC might be a hard game.
It is week 2. How do they not play anybody?
I don't know.
Just
very angry about my
I'm just saying, we're going to hear about them all year, how awesome they are. It's going to be, they're going to make it to the playoff, and they're going to get absolutely torched by somebody.
You're what we call an angry little beaver today.
It's true. They're going to take the spot of somebody that actually deserves it.
Well, every week then I'm going to come and tell you how great they did.
Oh,
just to bust your balls.
It's going to be so
bad.
bad.
Roll a ball on you.
Roll balls, my friend.
All right, let's switch. So I got it. Let's do these guys.
Okay.
Arizona State.
Yep.
I'd like to see those teams do well now. It's been a long time, man.
Dude, McMillan out of Arizona is an animal. That guy is crazy.
I think they got a good team. They hung up 61.
Did you see? I'm gonna butcher this name. Tatoria. I don't know, but McMillan.
The receiver.
The receiver.
Yeah.
304, 4 touchdowns.
I know.
Holy balls!
That was pretty good.
That's unbelievable. He had at halftime. He had over 200 yards on 4 receptions and 2 touchdowns.
No, they you know what? They look good, man. I think they're gonna compete.
I will say that I said Arizona.
Oh, you did.
I said Arizona.
But now, okay, here's my
They're gonna torch.
But here's my team.
The Big 12.
Here's my team of the week.
Arizona State?
No.
Who?
Friggin' Ole Miss. Good God.
Hang on a second. You said, hey, let's talk about Arizona State. Arizona State never brought up, and now we're going to Ole Miss.
I'm just saying I'm happy for them. Come on, man.
What the hell are we talking about right now, though?
We're talking about Ole Miss right now.
All right. Sorry, Arizona State.
I like Arizona State. I just said I'm hoping they do
well. They won
well.
the game. We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. I just don't. They're not going to win a ton this year.
All right. How about Jackson Dart? I think he only played a half.
He's an animal.
27, 418 yards.
That
5
team is
touchdowns.
unbelievable.
76 zip over the Furman Paladins, or whatever the hell they were.
Paladins?
Paladin.
Paladins. Paladins out here. The Paladins are playing.
Oh, that's brutal.
They're gonna be hard to beat all year. I'm happy Texas doesn't have them on the schedule.
That's a tough team there. That is a tough team.
They are going to get a lot of people. I'm pretty sure Georgia has them. I'm pretty sure Oklahoma has them.
I like E.
Yeah,
I like
honestly, they could end this year as they could. It's going to go one of two ways, because it could be classic Lane Kiffin team where they kind of just fall off after a hot start and then they're limp their way into playoffs because the playoffs 12 team this year, or they're going to go into the playoff seeding as the number one team easily because their schedule is good enough for them. Man.
They've got a good team.
They're going to match up so well against Georgia.
They've got a great team. So, now back to Arizona State.
God damn it.
I'm messing with you. All I was saying was thought they were going to do well.
You said, what about Arizona State? I told you, man, awesome. Arizona's great. And then we never talked about Arizona State.
Arizona State. I'm sorry, Sun Devils.
Thank you.
We're
Thank
there
you for
with you, baby.
apologizing.
We're there with you, baby.
Well,
I just like some of those weird Western teams.
I do too. You know what? I do too.
New Mexico State.
Man, New Mexico was not good.
No, I know, but I mean, I like watching them. They play in like high school stadiums.
I know.
It's kind of fun.
Speaking of high school stadiums, did you see Northwestern's temporary stadium?
Yeah, oh God, yeah.
Right on the lake?
On the water. It was nice.
That is a high school stadium. 15,000 people can
Hey.
It was so cool.
It was cool.
The environment looked awesome.
And I watched the Hawaii game. They were playing UCLA, UCLA, they blow balls.
Real bad.
They're ball blowers.
Real bad.
And they're really bad.
Against Hawaii.
And Hawaii had them. Then they lost at the last.
Hawaii did have them. Hawaii should have won that game.
Good Lord, Hawaii's bad though too.
Yeah, Hawaii's bad, and they beat themselves in that game. UCLA is going to have a rough year.
Oh man, they're gonna suck. They shouldn't have got rid of old Chipper Kelly.
I was reading about them. They only have one game where they don't travel over 1,000 miles to get to it.
That was kind of weird. I saw the little graphic.
They have to fly to Rutgers.
They're gonna get. they're not gonna win many games. They're not a very good team. No. And it was great to watch them in Hawaii with probably 10,000 fans in that little stadium they played in.
Yeah, I know. What's up with that too? I thought, did they tear down the Pro Bowl stadium?
I don't know that. I mean, I have no idea, but it was a little stadium. It looked like a high school stadium.
Hawaii's played there for a couple years now. I think with the Pro Bowl leaving Hawaii, I think they tore it down. Maybe. I think it's just not there anymore.
Maybe. I like it though. I like it. I don't even want to talk about Alabama. They played Western Kentucky.
But they.
I know. Come on, man.
You just talked about but you just talked about Furman. So you gotta Western Kentucky's better than Furman. And,
maybe.
Well, Alabama put 60 on them.
I know. Everybody put 60 on somebody this weekend, though. I mean, Utah.
No, they did not.
Utah put 49 on, who did they play?
Southern Utah.
Come on, the Thunderbirds of Southern Utah. And we had Cameron Rising, the 32-year-old quarterback for Utah.
He has to use just for men to get the gray out of his beard.
Hey, we talked I have to correct myself. We talked about, remember Wenke? Mm-hmm. And I was saying how old he was. I believe he was 29 when he was a rookie in the NFL. Might have to go back and check that.
Was that injuries? He got pushed off because of injuries. It's like that 9-year starter for Miami right now.
Yeah. I mean, and that was a good story. Actually, they did a story on him.
Yeah.
It was kind of a cool story, but
still 9 years.
It's been a long time.
Still, that's 9 years.
But I think Wenke has them all beat. I can't remember his whole story, but he was an old guy.
He had a bunch of injuries.
He did, and he actually got drafted, though.
Yeah.
All right.
So the big games, A&M has some work to do on offense, right? Tennessee looks like they're going to crush people again. Their offense looks good. We'll see about their defense. They played Chattanooga, so whatever. But Miami is going to be a problem for a lot of teams. At least the ACC. They're going to probably run the ACC this year.
Yeah, I think so.
Iowa State next week. It's going to be such a good game.
I watched some of the games.
But their defense is always pretty good.
Yeah, but they're not. That's going to be a good game because it's a rivalry, but they don't have much of an offense ever since Purdy left. They're they're all done. Well, hey, let's talk about tonight's game. Boston College and FSU.
Well, while the people are listening to us, they already know what happened, so they can talk crap about us.
They can. What do you think? Boston College hasn't played yet.
No, I don't like Bill O'Brien.
Wow.
I just don't.
Came right out with that.
I'll be honest with you. I don't think he's. I think he's washed. I don't think he's. I don't think he's caught up with He's kept up with the modern game.
All right.
After the NFL, and he's trying to do an NFL style offense. You can do pro style in college, but it can't. You got to spread it still. He doesn't spread it. They're going to run up the gut. It's going to be bad.
Holy crap!
I think Florida State's going to trounce them.
Wow.
Florida State's pissed off.
We can be pissed off. You don't have a good team. It doesn't matter.
Boston College does not have a good team.
We don't know that yet.
Jeff Hafley left nothing there.
Don't know that.
Hafley left nothing on that
I
team.
hear Doug Flutie's coming back. Quarterback.
The Flutie Flakes. His backup's going to be Matt Ryan.
There you go. Matty Ryan.
Matty Ice.
All right. No, I agree. FSU will win.
I think FSU is going to win big.
Blowout.
I think it's going to be big. I think if FSU doesn't win big, there's going to be some serious problems in Florida.
I don't think they will.
In Tallahassee this year.
Just saying. I don't think so. I'm on record. I don't think they're going to win big. I think it's going to be a less than 10-point game.
Less than 10? I don't see. I think they're too pissed off.
Okay.
Coming off of that weird game, I think DJ Uiagalelei has to prove himself again. He looked like garbage against Georgia Tech.
Well, maybe he's been everywhere. He transfers every friggin' season. So
it's true, but he looked good last year.
I don't know. I think it's a less than 10 game. I think Boston College has a decent defense. I think they keep it close.
Okay.
That's my prediction.
All right. I think Florida State's it's gonna be over by halftime.
All right. Well, I'll wrap it to you next week. Come on.
I can't wait to hear that. All right. So with what we've seen, overreaction time. Okay.
Okay.
Who are your top 4 teams in the nation in order of where you think they are, and who you think are the first 4 Power 4 conference teams out of the playoffs that we thought would probably make it?
Oh gosh. Well, top 4. I mean, until somebody beats them, you got to stick with Georgia.
Yep.
I think Texas number 2. I'm going Texas number 2. Ohio State probably number 3. Number 4. That's a tough one. Number 4 is always a toughie. I don't know. Alabama, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe those 4.
Okay.
Until somebody beats Alabama, I think you got to. I'm not an Oregon fan, so I'm not putting them up there. I think Oregon gets beat this year. I got them coming out.
Yeah. As one of the first 4 out?
I think they're out.
Okay.
I think Michigan's out.
Okay.
I think, God, I should have put Mississippi up there. I think they're close, though. I think Oklahoma's out. And I got one more. Gosh, I'm going to have to go. Well, I don't know where LSU's going to be.
Yeah, that was one of my first.
I would take them out.
That's one of my first 4 out, too.
Yeah, I think they're out.
I think I'm with you on Georgia. Somebody's got to beat them. I know last year they got beat by Alabama, but they also didn't make the playoff.
Yeah.
That team's unbelievable.
They're good.
Georgia, it's the clear number 1 till somebody beats them.
Yep.
I do agree with you at 2, but I'm hesitant to put Texas at 2. I'm probably going to put Ohio State at 2 just because of roster construction of that team that first week. But that coach, man, I just don't. I don't think Ryan Day has it. I don't think he has that it factor to win big games against big teams. Right?
Yeah.
He might have the rivalry, like he beat Michigan a few years. He obviously beat Penn State yearly at this point. But is he going to beat Georgia? No.
I don't think he can beat Georgia.
He could have the best team in the world and still not beat Georgia just because of tactics and things like that. So, but I do put them at 2 just because of how solid that team is. They still scored 52. Somebody's got to knock them off. I do think Penn State could get them this year. We'll see about that.
I think Penn State can get them.
They're 2. 3 is definitely Texas for me. That was a complete team we watched this weekend. And I don't see a lot of the schedule's favorable. I don't see a lot of losses there.
No.
Number 4 is Ole Miss. That was unbelievable.
I think, Ole Miss, I think
that was unbelievable.
They're a good team, man.
Right. First 4 out. Florida State's out. I don't think they make it. I just don't think they make it. Florida State's out. LSU's out. I think they have just a lot of things they need to clean up. And Brian Kelly's always been a reactionary coach, so we'll see what happens. And this is where it gets hard, right? This is where it gets because there's going to be teams that deserve to be in there going to get left out, right? Tennessee, is they going to win enough with that schedule to make it in? We'll see. They could probably get left out. I don't know if I could put them out at this moment, though. Oklahoma's definitely not there.
No, I don't think they are.
It's not there. And I would say my last one out, oh, man, hate to do it, but probably Missouri. Just because there's too many good teams in the SEC, and you're not going to see 5 teams from the SEC make the playoffs.
It's SEC teams that are going to get left out.
And it's going to be good SEC teams getting left out.
I agree.
Missouri has to beat somebody.
I agree with you.
And I just don't. We'll see. Until they do it, I'm leaving them out. So those are my 4. Left out, group of 5, probably at the moment. Boise State, that running back is unbelievable.
Yeah.
They have a big game this weekend.
Who are they playing?
Boise State plays someone pretty decent this weekend. Let me look it up real quick. They play.
Yeah, they did have somebody.
They have somebody. It's going to be good to watch, right? Where is that game?
Come on, Pick.
Come on. Man, I'm losing it.
Get that phone working.
Well, you're on the computer. You could have just typed it for 2 seconds. Probably got there faster than me, but I'm going to just sift through this.
Okay, they're playing Kansas State.
Kansas State.
Which is a tough game.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So that'll be a great...
They have a hard schedule, though. I don't see them doing much.
Boise State?
Oh, no, that's BYU that's playing Boise State. I'm sorry.
BYU plays SMU this weekend. It is Kansas State does play... I believe Kansas State does play Boise State this weekend.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, but I mean that'll be. They look pretty damn good, and they have good quarterbacks. They have a pretty big offensive line, and that blue field that'll get somebody just by itself. So the Smurf field.
Hey, wait a minute. We got a correction here, man.
Uh-oh.
Who are we looking at? Boise State.
Boise State.
September 7th, they play Oregon.
Oh, they play Oregon.
They might beat Oregon.
They might beat Oregon.
Picked Oregon to not be up there anymore.
There
you go.
That is a big game.
It was BYU that plays the other guys.
BYU? No, I'm looking at it right now. BYU plays SMU.
SMU. All right. Jeez.
Man, we're all over the place here.
Holy shit.
It was the rap at the beginning.
I know. It got us all combunkled.
Combunkled. So, big games this weekend. Not a ton. App State could definitely get Clemson. That'll be fun to watch.
Oh, my God, they could.
NC State, Tennessee. Let's see really how good Tennessee is.
I don't like the NC States and those guys.
Then really not a ton more than that. Let's see. Top 25 wise, you've got Texas, Michigan. That's obviously the biggest game of the weekend.
Yep.
Arkansas, Oklahoma State will be good. That'll be fun to watch. Kansas State has Tulane this weekend. That actually might be. Tulane's not bad. Pittsburgh, Cincinnati is one of the bigger group, or I guess Power 4 games. Other than that, man, it's kind of, this is the weekend you could probably take some time off and spend time with your family before you piss off your wife.
Texas game.
Except for that, well, she's working then. So,
and it's an 11 o'clock game.
Yeah. So you just piss everybody else off the rest of the year. Take this one off. This is the weekend.
Right, we'll come back and recap again. Make sure our Longhorns are still killing it. I believe they're gonna take a pretty good win out there in Michigan.
Okay, so we're not gonna talk about it again until the game's over. What's your score prediction?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna surprise you. 28-13.
That's not surprising at all. Michigan has a good defense.
No?
I'm gonna go a little more. So I'm gonna say 31-20.
All right, still a blowout.
Still a blowout. I think it's late touchdowns for Texas.
Okay.
I think it's competitive through the third quarter. I just don't. That offense looked not great for Michigan.
No. I agree with you. I think it's going to be a big win. I like it. All right. Hey, guess what happens this week, though? NFL, baby.
That's right.
Du-du-du-du.
All right, and can I just say this?
Yes.
As far as fantasy goes,
Oh my God, we did pick our fantasy
for a
teams.
man that hates a lot of different players, you picked all of them.
I did because I'm trying to win fantasy football.
I'm surprised Deshaun Watson's not on your.
God, I would never have picked him. Plus,
Yeah.
he's horrible. He just
Yes,
sucks.
you would have.
No, I wouldn't have.
Yes, you would have.
I would not have picked him. I did pick. We can go ahead and let the
The
cat
one
out
and
of the
only
bag.
Lamar
I
Jackson.
picked
For all
Lamar
the
Jackson.
shit you've been talking
Hate
since
the Ravens.
January
Don't
about
like
him.
Lamar Jackson, but I picked him as my quarterback.
You picked him as your number
I
one.
know. Well, as my quarterback.
We can trade. I'll give you Anthony Richardson for him.
No, I think he's a fantasy guy. I'm not actually rooting for them to win. I'm going to root for him to get some points.
Well, for him to get points, they're scoring points, and that typically means you win.
All right, so hey, I get to see him in action Thursday. They got the kickoff game this week against Kansas City.
Which is what a great game to start
gonna be a good game.
NFL with.
Very good game, and so after that, we'll see if I'm still. It hurts me to hang on to him in my fantasy league. I'm not going to lie.
Well, trade bait for later. He's definitely a top three quarterback.
I think he is.
So.
And the other quarterback is I got Goff, so I like him.
You did. I elected not to take a backup
Oh,
quarterback because I definitely wanted to screw everybody else on skill position. So I'm heavy on wide receivers and running backs at the moment. Hey, trade pieces out there, my friend.
yeah, we'll see. Got to watch a game first, kind of see how they do. It was a lot of fun doing the draft. Never done fantasy football before, so it was quite an experience. I took a picture and sent it to Pick. I did like 100 mock drafts. I had printouts. I had a friggin' magazine. And then these guys go into the draft and they're drafting shit that's not on any mock draft. So why are you drafting that guy?
There's kickers going in the 5th round.
And quarterback went in the first. I was like, wait a minute.
Mahomes was the number 3 pick.
I know, man. It messed
And then
messed
Jared
my whole
Allen.
thing up.
All right, Jared Allen. Allen up in Buffalo was the number 5
Allen,
pick.
yeah.
Tosh Allen was the number 5 pick.
I know. Crushed my whole thing, but kind of threw it out the door. But it was a lot of fun. So we'll see how that works out. I'm hoping for big money on that one.
All right. Question about NFL.
Yes,
past the fantasy part of it.
Yep.
Which one of your 18 teams are you hoping wins big this year?
Well, I do like Buffy. I like a lot of teams, man. I'm gonna have my list who I like. So the Jets have San Francisco on Monday night. That's going to be an interesting game just to see if Aaron Rodgers does anything. Detroit guy, like my Detroit Lions. Who else do I like? Chargers.
Your Chargers.
I saw a write-up today they're getting like no love at all.
No.
They're saying they suck.
They were bad last year, though.
Holy
They didn't
crap,
make
man.
that many moves.
I'm a Harbaugh guy and a Herbie guy. I hope they do well. Got to stick with my Giants.
Were you a Harbaugh guy last year, though, when he was a Michigan coach?
No, I mean, I didn't hate him. I wasn't a hater.
What about the sign stealing shit?
No, I'm still not a hater. Sorry, I just don't hate. I hate his brother.
I'm going to go back and listen to every single
I don't
one
like
of
his
these
brother,
to hear. I'm going to find something that you've said about him. I'm going to bring it
I've
up.
talked about the Ravens. That Harbaugh I don't like.
John.
Hey, here's my prediction, though. I'm going to surprise you. I did a bunch of surprising. I think my New York Giants. I think Daniel Jones is going to do well this year.
No.
I think he's going to do it, baby.
He's going to look like a deer in headlights again.
I don't think so.
He's got the widest eyes possible.
He does. He's a weird looking dude, and he's got like a huge neck. But you know what? I'm gonna go. I think they're gonna surprise people this year. I think he's having a great year.
I think you're smoking crack.
I know, but I'm going with him, man. I like Miami, and I'll see Miami and Jacksonville are both playing. I like both of them. I like a lot of teams.
I hear I like. A lot of I like. You got to have one team.
Well,
Who's your one team? Okay.
I can't have one team.
Gun to your head, who's your one team that you are always going to root for over the team that they're playing?
See, I can't do it.
It's either Jets or Giants.
I mean, I've always been a Giants fan.
So there it is. There's your answer.
But it's not. I like.
It's not about this year.
I like the Chargers. I've always liked Dan Fouts was Charger. Always a Charger fan. I got 3 teams.
Okay.
Jets, Chargers, and Giants.
Okay.
And I like Buffy too. Just FYI.
What about Miami?
I like Miami.
How about let's see in the Midwest teams?
It's probably easier to tell you the teams I don't like.
Let's see.
Or I don't care about.
Green Bay.
Hey, where's Boomer? Don't like Philadelphia, Boomer. Hope Green Bay beats him.
He's got a few things to say to you. We'll have to get him back on here soon. Okay.
And guess what? Saquon's my running back too. And he's
you picked Saquon.
I know. Okay.
All right, here. Question. Okay.
Yep.
Giants are playing Chargers. Who are you rooting for?
Oh my God.
Not this year, just in general.
Golly, in general.
In general.
Oh man. Giants.
Exactly. So Giants are your team.
Well,
Thank
who's your
you.
team?
Jacksonville Jaguars.
Wow. Okay. Okay, here. Jacksonville's playing Miami. Who are you rooting for?
Jacksonville.
Okay.
I don't like Miami.
Jerk. You don't?
No, not really.
Oh, shit.
I do not like Tampa Bay.
Okay, Jacksonville's playing now.
Not the Rays, the Buccaneers.
But I like Baker.
He's just so good at shithousery. He's so good at it.
So I don't hate him. They're just kind of like, I don't care about it.
I guess because we were there during the Gruden time, and I did not like that team. And
I don't disagree. So there's teams like I have no feelings for. Tennessee, who cares?
See, I hate them.
Yeah, I don't.
That's
hate
the big rivalry. That's the big rivalry for Jacksonville.
Arizona, who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
I mean, Pittsburgh, Atlanta. Nah, I'm not an Atlanta fan. Never
Raiders.
Raiders. Honestly, don't care either way on them. New England, don't care. I like Cincy. I like Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Houston, I mean, they're okay. Indy, okay. Who do I don't like? I friggin' don't like Baltimore, and I got their quarterback.
You don't like Baltimore. You don't like the Bears right now.
I don't like the Bears right now.
You definitely don't like the Browns right now.
No, I hate the Browns right now.
Texans?
Yeah, they're okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't mind
okay.
them.
AFC West, that's the one. That's always the. I've never just I've always been whatever to the AFC West. I get the Chiefs are like a dynasty now, but I love their coach. I love Andy Reid, so it's like
I like Andy Reid.
Whatever.
But what do you feel on the Raiders? Or not the Raiders, the Rams, because they're usually a polarizing team.
Not so much. I don't know.
Yeah,
I liked them. I always liked them when they were back in St. Louis.
All right.
When they were St. Louis Rams. That was a while back now.
Ooh, that was a long time. Woohoo!
Yeah.
How old are you?
Okay.
Good Lord. I remember when they were in St. Louis.
All right, ass.
I don't like. I will say I don't like Cleveland.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah, New Orleans.
What about the
Panthers?
Panthers? How do you feel about the Panthers?
I like Bryce Young. They're okay. I don't mind if they do okay.
Or the Falcons?
Yeah, I don't like the Falcons. I like Kirk Cousins.
What about Bijan?
I know I like Bijan. I like Kirk, but I don't like the Falcons.
All right, I'm going to do this. We're going to do it this way. I'm going to see. These are called Bunk's Picks.
Bunk's Picks.
We're going to look back. It's uneducated guesses, so who you think is going to win each division.
There you go.
Okay. So Bunk's Picks number 1 is my phone just stopped working. Oh, God. No.
Loser.
I am being a loser right now.
What do you want me to pick?
Nope, I'm doing it. Just calm down.
Who? I'll rap for you.
I heard you rapping already. I don't want to hear it again. All right, AFC East. Who comes out of it at the top? Buffalo, Miami, New England, New York Jets.
Buffalo.
Okay. AFC North, Baltimore, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Pittsburgh.
Bengals.
Really? Without
Bengals.
Chase?
Bengals.
I don't know if Jamar Chase is going to play.
Doesn't matter. He'll play.
Okay. They also lost Joe Mixon.
Bengals.
Okay. AFC South, Houston, Indianapolis, Jacksonville, Tennessee.
Jacksonville.
Hey, Houston's going to win that division, by the way.
Jacksonville.
I know. I love Jacksonville. Houston's going to win that division.
Jacksonville.
AFC West, Denver, Kansas City, Vegas, and Chargers.
Gotta go Chiefs. I mean, I don't want to, but I don't hate the Chiefs, but they're going to win it.
Yep. Okay. NFC East. This is the big one here. This is the big one here.
Yeah.
Fan favoritism bias aside, it's going to be Cowboys, Giants, Eagles, or Commanders.
I'm going to go. I'm going to surprise you and say Cowboys.
I think you have to say Cowboys, but then they're just going to lose in the first round again. So whatever.
And Eagles are good. And
not with that coach though.
Boomer's going to crush us on this.
Boomer does not like that coach.
Okay, I'm gonna say Cowboys.
Okay,
I think they're gonna do it.
All right, NFC North.
Oh.
Bears, Lions, Packers, Vikings.
That's going to be tough. That's a tough one. I'm going to go with your Detroit Lions.
I think it comes down to the Lions and Packers.
Well, not according to everybody else. The Bears are just going to go.
Of course,
all
they're
going
going
to
say that,
the whole Super
but
Bowl.
it's going to come down to the Lions and Packers.
Maybe. Yeah, I think so. South.
NFC South.
Hmm.
Falcons, Panthers, Saints, Bucks.
Wow, that was a tough one.
That is a tough one because there's no like clear run away with it team there. Atlanta, maybe?
No, I'm going Buccaneers.
Who do they have on defense?
Doesn't matter.
They lost their whole offensive line.
Doesn't matter. You asked me who I like.
That's fine.
I'm going Buccaneers.
That's fine. I'm good. Okay. All right. And last but not least, the NFC West, Arizona, Rams, Niners, Seahawks.
Well, the popular pick would be the 49ers. I'd probably go with them. I think Cardinals are going to have a good year this year, but I would have to go 49ers.
I think the 49ers best team in football this year.
We'll see. They lost everybody. How can you say that?
Who?
I don't know. Just messing
They just signed Ayuk.
Just messing with
They have
you.
the whole team back.
You're a mook.
I didn't say Mook.
Oh,
I said Ayuk.
you're a mook.
Brandon Ayuk. There's like, holy shit, these wide receivers are making a lot of
They
money.
make a lot of money.
30 a year?
Gross.
Yeah, they were talking about Travis Hunter. Which one do you want to play? Wide receiver is what you want to play. Those are the ones
Yeah.
getting friggin' paid.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Quarterbacks are making $55 million a year when they're ass, and wide receivers are making a shit ton of money now too. Crazy.
Yeah, those are my picks, man.
Those are. Hey, I'll tell you what. Those are more conservative picks than I thought you would do.
See?
I'm okay with your picks. So, for me, just to run it down, AFC East, I am taking the Buffalo Bills.
There you go.
I think the Dolphins are going to be a very close second.
Okay.
I want the Bills to win so bad. AFC North, it's the Ravens. Ravens are going to take that. AFC South, Houston's going to take it. AFC West, you can't bet against the Chiefs till they lose.
Yep.
NFC East, it's the friggin' Cowboys.
How about them boys?
It's the friggin' Cowboys.
Okay.
I
AFC,
don't like
NFC
that.
North.
NFC North,
Who you got?
I got the Packers.
Oh.
I got the Packers over Detroit. I believe in Jordan Love.
Okay. Well.
Okay. NFC South, I got the Falcons. NFC West, I got the Niners.
All right. That's not. We're close.
Yes. And then when it comes to the Super Bowl, Niners are going to come out of the NFC.
Already going to the Super Bowl?
I'm throwing it out there. And I'm going to say Baltimore comes out of the AFC. It's going to be Baltimore, Niners. I think the Niners win it.
Here you go. How about this one? Bills, Cowboys. Yeah.
Hey, that Cowboy Dak gets over the. Hey man, I'll tell you what. Dak gets over the hump and wins a playoff game. He's going to be the highest paid quarterback ever.
I'm not even a Cowboy fan
ever.
And I'm saying I'm going Billy Goats and Cowboys.
Bills over Cowboys to win it.
I think so.
All right. Well, I know everybody listening just wrote that down so they can talk all their shit to us about it.
They can.
Those are good guesses.
Hey, we're going to do a lightning round.
Okay.
Very fast. We're going to go through the games this week.
Okay.
Fast. You got to do them quick.
I'm listening.
Don't be
it's going to be, no, I'm giving you.
Dicking around.
Listen, I'm giving you just first,
around.
the first thing that pops in my head.
Do not dick around.
If my father could stop saying dick to me, that'd be really nice. Okay.
That's Richard. Don't Richard around. Don't dick around. All right, ready?
Yes.
Ready?
Yes.
Lightning round. Baltimore, Kansas City.
Baltimore.
Green Bay, Philly.
Green Bay.
Wow. Okay. Boomer. Sorry. Pittsburgh, Atlanta.
Atlanta.
Arizona, Buffy.
Arizona.
Whoa! They're playing in Buffalo, you know.
Yeah, it's not cold yet, though.
All right. Okay. Jesus. Tennessee, Chicago.
Tennessee.
Thank
no,
you.
Chicago. Chicago's going to win that game.
God,
I don't want them to, but they're going to win that game.
New England, Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
Yeah. Houston, Indy.
Houston.
Jax, Miami.
Miami.
Carolina, New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Okay. Minnesota and Giants, baby. Yeah. Do it. Danger Jones.
Minnesota.
Okay. Las Vegas and the Chargers.
Chargers.
Denver, Seattle.
Seattle.
Dallas, Cleveland.
Dallas.
Yeah, by a lot. Washington, Tampa Bay.
Washington.
Ooh.
I'm a big believer in Jaden Daniels this year.
Rams and Detroit Lions.
Detroit.
And my New York Jets, San Francisco.
San Francisco. That's a pretty easy one.
Damn it. All right.
How many of those? How close was I to your guesses there?
Not that close.
No? Okay.
No. But next week we'll do me. This is you.
Absolutely.
It's all you.
All right.
All right.
I know we're running a little long, but I do want to talk about one thing. We would be very remiss if we didn't bring up Scotty Scheffler in the year he just had. Only 2 people have ever had as many or more wins than him in a year.
He's got 7, right?
7.
That's pretty crazy.
Damn. Right. He is now tied for second place in most in a year with the one and only Tiger Woods.
The Tigerian.
What the hell did you just say?
Tigerian.
Tigerian
Woods.
Tiger Woods, who had 7.
All right.
But they're behind one other person.
Is it the Golden Bear?
No. Okay, I'm going to give you the hint here.
God.
Same era as Tiger when Tiger was good. And it's not the lefty.
Oh, man. Is it the Irish lads?
No.
Not the Irish lad over there? No?
Vijay Singh had 9.
Is he?
Vijay Singh
I didn't know that.
had 9 in a
I
year.
haven't heard that name in a long time.
Yeah. Vijay Singh.
Wow.
What Scotty Scheffler did this year, I don't know if anyone but Tiger's ever done it like that. It was done. And he won an Olympic medal, the gold medal.
Pretty amazing.
That's an unbelievable year this year. You got to bring him up on anything sports because he's a monster this year. Number 2, the fuck happened to Rory McIlroy?
Oh, no way.
Dude is just
got some turmoil in his life,
think the turmoil screwed him and he's done.
No,
I mean, he's still young
not done.
this year, but for a few years, I don't see him getting over the hump.
Man. He's got a lot of personal stuff going on.
He does have a lot of personal. He's a very good golfer.
He is good. I like Rory. I think he'll be okay.
Yeah, I don't see anyone catching. I think we are in the beginning, and this is a pretty bold statement, but we're in the beginning of a Tiger Woods, Jack Nicklaus, Arnie Palmer run with Scotty Scheffler, where nobody's going to touch him for a few years. If it could be like Tiger, where it was like, 10, 13 years of nobody ever being able to beat him,
that'd be amazing.
We might see that, but Scheffler's going to beat everybody for a while. His game's so sound.
Great. So let me ask you this. I did watch that. How the hell do you win $25 million for
So it's the Fed. So I just kicked your foot.
Thank you, sir.
Screw your foot. They do a playoff system at the end of the year.
Okay.
And that's like the number one, whoever wins the FedEx Cup, which is like the Super Bowl trophy.
Good God. It's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money. Yeah, I am interested to see, and you might be able to get there faster than I can on my phone, like season earnings for Scheffler this year. It's got to be
I think I saw it. I think it's
unbelievable
60s. It's in the 60s.
amount.
It's in the 60s.
Because he won multiple majors. He won huge designated tournaments. He won the 25 mil at the end, and he won the Olympics, which that's 35 grand, but still.
64 million.
Dear Lord Almighty.
I know, that's a lot of money.
As a PGA golfer, you have to fight to earn your money in the PGA.
But just think about this. 64 million, that's not endorsements.
Oh, no, they make
way more than that on endorsements.
Unbelievable
probably.
money.
Yeah.
And
good
sponsorships.
For him, man. That's awesome.
Absolutely. Seems like a good dude until we see the skeletons in the closet.
Until he doesn't seem like a good dude.
Right, until he's at a Perkins hitting on the waiters.
I mean, good for him. That's a great accomplishment.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That was yes, as a golf fan, that's pretty awesome to see. Real quick, also, Chelsea has won 2 Premier League games.
Did they?
Yes. They had put up 6, and then they won this past weekend.
I was trying to follow it a little bit, and I saw some talk. I guess they had the big trade deadline, right? There's some kind of trade
so
thing.
the transfer deadline.
And then, I saw some articles talking trash to how they didn't do this or that.
They need to do it. They call it the Chelsea Loan Army. And so in soccer, you can loan out a player, and he comes back at the end of the year, comes back to your payroll, right?
So ridiculous.
They had 51 players.
Oh, my God.
On their senior team sheet. The coach said, I don't deal with 51. I'm only talking to 21 of them. So that means there's 30 players that are just off on some side field doing whatever they want that are like world-class players. Raheem Sterling, is there. Now, the trade deadline or transfer deadline still up, right?
okay.
They just need to make some moves here. There's some big names that need to get off of the budget, though. And it's holding up because Chelsea can't pay their coach, the last coach that they fired, because they're paying the coach before him that they fired.
Wow.
It's holding up the U.S. men's national team job. Mauricio Pochettino can't take the job until he's paid out by by Chelsea.
Huh.
So there's all this shit that's Chelsea's kind of screwing the United States at the moment.
Wow. Didn't know that. That's
Yes.
interesting.
With a U.S. owner, Todd Bowley.
Okay.
Yeah. What a crazy turn of events. Yeah, Chelsea is a dumpster fire at the moment. Somebody needs
But they won 2, right?
They won 2.
Yeah.
They got good attack.
That's what it matters.
They put 6 in last week. They put 1 in this week.
So what, real quick, how's the Austin team doing?
I don't think they're going to make the playoffs.
No?
A few games left. We're in the back end of the season for MLS. They looked pretty bad this past weekend.
Okay.
I think they've got a lot to work on.
All right.
They could sneak into the playoffs, but they're not going to make much noise.
Well, it's always next year. For the Verde.
For the Verde and
The
Black.
Verde and Black.
Yep.
All right. Well,
Yes.
hey, at least we got Matty McConaughey.
We
That's all that
did.
matters, baby.
We did get Matthew himself, for sure.
All right. Well, cool. What else you got?
That's all I got for you, my friend.
Hey, that was a pretty good rap song. Started off with.
That
I'll
was
be honest with you.
unbelievable.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
Unbelievable.
All right. Hey, appreciate you guys hanging here with us and listening in.
Absolutely. If you're enjoying it, definitely check out our social media. We're on the X, Twitter X.
The X.
We're on the Twitter X.
Twitter X.
It's gonna be Twitter X.
Friggin' so stupid.
Apparently, Elon's thinking about changing it back to Twitter.
Oh God.
So
Why
we'll
don't
see.
he? It's like friggin' when
Nobody calls it X.
Prince said I'm going by a symbol. It's still friggin' Prince.
It's nobody. It's Twitter.
It's Twitter.
We're out there on Instagram, on Facebook. Go check those out in the show notes. We got it all linked. If you have any questions for us, definitely send in an email because we love hearing from you guys. And from there, I think we'll be rolling balls.
We'll be rapping to you next week.
Oh, Lord.
See you time.
Bye.
Bye.